Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So, today we're going to be reading another, I think I call these like reading history or something like that. I get them from this little magazine, and they're called Offbeat Tales. It says, put up your feet and enjoy some interesting stories about people, pets, and personalities from the past. So I just call them little stories from history, or reading history, because every time I read one of these, it's always something very interesting and like a little hidden story from history that no one really knows about, you know? And this is the very first one, so I figured we could read it together and then talk about it. And I don't read these ahead of time, so I have no idea what it's about, except it looks like it's going to be about ice cream from the past and like now, because it says ice cream bars then and now. I love ice cream. I haven't had ice cream in so long, and I crave it all the time, but I never buy it because I'll eat the whole thing. Like I can't buy ice cream because I'll just eat the whole thing, you know? Does anybody else have that problem? But yeah, what is your favorite ice cream? Let me know in the comments. My favorite ice cream of all time is Bluebell cherry vanilla ice cream. It's so good, but it has to be Bluebell because all the other brands use like just fresh frozen cherries. But I like the Bluebell cherry vanilla because they use the maraschino cherries, like candied cherries. Oh my gosh, so good. My second favorite is Bluebell mint chocolate chip. Oh, so good. Anyway, let's get into the little story from the past. Alright, ice cream bars then and now. In the early 1920s, Christian Kent Nelson taught high school students and ran a store in Ottawa, Iowa. I hope I pronounced that right. Ottawa, Iowa. Where he sold candy and ice cream. So wait, he was a high school teacher, but he also had a store that sold candy and ice cream? That's interesting. One day, a boy came to the store and dithered? What does that word mean? Dithered. I guess we'll figure it out. And dithered over buying some ice cream or a chocolate candy bar. I think I would choose the ice cream over a chocolate candy bar. Nelson asked him why he didn't buy both, and the boy said the boy said he'd like to, but he only had a nickel. Oh man, can you imagine? A nickel. They should have special days, just like one day out of the year, where it's like nickel ice cream or nickel candy, or like, you know what I mean? It would be the best. It would be the best. It'd be like Black Friday, but for like sweet treats. Okay. This piqued Nelson's interest. He began to wonder about combining the two. For weeks, he struggled to find a chocolate that would stick to the ice cream. After one of his store's suppliers told him that candy bar makers often added cocoa butter to their confections, he tried that, and it worked. Nelson made simple bars of ice cream, coated them in the special chocolate mix, added a stick to hold the treat, and called them ice cream bars. Ice cream bars. He tested his product at a community fireman's picnic where the bars sold quickly. Knowing he had hit on something big, Nelson began searching for companies to manufacture his invention. Oh, I hope he got a patent. I hope he got a patent. To gain capital for the venture, he partnered with Russell Stover, what, of Candy fame, crazy, then superintendent of the Graham Ice Cream Company of Omaha, Nebraska. Wait, so Russell Stover first was a superintendent of an ice cream company before he was chocolate? What? Okay. The day the two men met, they signed a handwritten contract to split profits equally. Their plan was to franchise manufacturing rights, usually for $500 to $1,000, to ice cream companies and collect a royalty on each treat sold. Nice. Stover's wife is said to have come up with the name Eskimo Pie. What? This is crazy. And he decided they needed to forgo the stick and sell the chocolate-coated ice cream bar wrapped in foil. This is crazy. Okay. Nelson consulted a patent attorney who wondered if the ice cream bar warranted a patent. It did. Since the only new thing was putting chocolate on a frozen substance versus a non-frozen one. Still, Nelson applied, thank God. And in 1922, he was granted a broad patent for the treat. That started the problems. There's a problem here. Okay? The patent should have covered only Nelson's invention. The specific recipe for the chocolate coating, the patent should have covered only Nelson's invention. The specific recipe for chocolate coating, the temperature at which it was applied, and the number of dips to coat the ice cream a rectangle. Okay, lawsuits began and legal fees consumed the impressive profits. Stover sold his share in 1923. Like a year later, he sold his share in 1923. Nelson sold the company in 1924. 2 years later, to U.S. Foil, now Reynolds Metals. What is happening here? This is insane. In 1928, the patent was invalidated. What? But the company continued. It is now owned by Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream, which recently decided that Eskimo was insensitive to natives in Arctic communities and changed the name to Edie's Pie, one of its founders. This is crazy, okay? I'm confused. So they just got the wrong type of patent because it said that he applied for a patent, but it was a broad patent for the treat. The patent should have covered only Nelson's invention, the specific recipe for the chocolate coating, the temperature, but what exactly did that patent cover? Like, did it cover all ice cream? And people were like, whoa, we've been making ice cream this whole time and we didn't patent it? Or like lawsuits began, legal fees. Like, what? This is, who was suing? What are these lawsuits about? Who was suing who? Whatever it was so bad that Stover was like, nah, I'm out of this. I'm out of this. And like, then he decided, I'm done with ice cream altogether. I'm just gonna get into the chocolate game. Is that what happened? Oh my gosh. And then it was covered in foil. So then, like, Reynolds bought it, like, bought the company, and then they were like, this ice cream is too much trouble. We just like making foil, so we'll sell it to a different company. This is crazy. Like, what? And whatever happened, because we know what happened to Stover, Russell Stover. It's like one of the biggest chocolate companies around, you know? But whatever happened to Christian Kent Nelson? Like, did he make enough money, or did he lose all of his money because of all the lawsuits? What happened to him? What happened to him? Did he go back to teaching? Did he sell his candy or his little shop? What happened? Now I'm gonna have to go into a deep dive to find out what happened to this man, because Stover obviously is fine. Reynolds, fine. Like, what? I have so many questions. But see what I mean? Like, who has ever heard of this story? I don't think anyone has ever heard of this story. It's just so, like, correct, offbeat tales. It's just like, what? And they were originally called ice cream bars. And why did he convince him to take the stick out? The stick, like, makes the whole thing. Like, he should have patented this. You know what I mean? Because if he only knew. Oh no. I have to know. I have to find out what happened. It's gonna drive me crazy. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Okay, so I just read more about Christian Kent Nelson, and he was totally fine. He was totally fine selling it to, you know, whoever. It said that he sold the company to Reynolds, the U.S. Foil, but in reading more about it, he actually partnered with this Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream for these Edie's pies, and I don't know if he worked for them or something, but he would travel the country promoting the sale of these, at the time they were Eskimo pies, promoting the sale of these Eskimo pies. So he was basically like I don't want to say a traveling salesman for the company, but that's pretty much what it sounded like. But he was happy. And I guess they continued paying him because he worked with the company and stuff. And like, even when he got very old and stuff, the company would always send him packages of new Eskimo pies, or like different versions of the Eskimo pies. And so he just had tons and tons of Eskimo pies. But what's funny is his wife never ate a single one. She never ate a single one, even though she helped create the name Eskimo pie, because she was very, like, worried and self-conscious about her weight, and she said that ice cream would make people fat. So she would never eat ice cream because she was too afraid of getting fat. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, and he also got a patent for, like, years later. He created this machine that made ice cream or something. I don't know. And he got a patent for that, so he made money off of that as well. So he didn't, like, hate his life and go back to teaching. information because it's like, what happened to him? Well, now we know. But anyway, so yeah, I know the video is a bit short, but usually these videos are. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.